Let's go. All right, let's get back. Hold on, just doing some things. How do we get back to, there we go. Now I can see what you guys are seeing. Good, good. You want to make this a little bit bigger. How's everyone doing? Make this a little bit bigger. What's up, VV Arcade? Let's go. What up, man? Jeff, VV Arcade, VV Wills. That's right. What's up, homie? Yeah, what's up, dude? Just hanging out. Was watching a little bit of I feel like I need to sit up. Like, I don't know. Maybe actually I think I need to tilt my camera down like a half a cinch. There we go. There we go. Yeah, just hanging out today. I had family visiting for like the last like 5 days, so I've been busy. I wanted to stream last night, but I was just way too exhausted, so I was just been watching Kid Arcade do a lot of his streams, watching the drop. You've been filling in pretty well for VV Vault. I hope everything's okay with him, but yeah, you've been doing a pretty good job filling in for him in the meantime, keeping things entertaining, keeping about the drop, keeping about the community, asking a lot of questions. But today I'm open to talk about anything. I don't really have anything planned. I'm still waiting for my pencil. That's what I'm waiting for. Me and Kid Arcade are both still waiting for our pencils. And so I'm a little upset. It just seems weird, right? That it's taken VV this long. I know they didn't say anything at all about the time frame on when you're getting the pencils, right? In the I don't want to say the article, but yeah, basically the VV article, like they have their own articles now. It doesn't say anything about when you're actually getting the drop or anything like that, but I was kind of surprised that like it's been what 4 days and we still don't have the pencil. So that's what's a little, I'm not concerned. Like, I think we're gonna get it, but I think there must have been either an issue with the airdrop or they're trying something different. Either way, I really hope they just communicate it to us. How that's going to work. It's going to be interesting to see if they're just going to hold the pencils until we get more drops, or they're going to be like, hey, you have to actually, until the final drop happens, you know, all 5 with like Aladdin, Lion King, which I think are going to do very well. I should probably pull up that article. Slava, what's up, dude? Hey, vibes. Billy Bitcoin, what's good? Arcade, that was the first stream I watched, made me like, dude, VV Arcade's awesome. He's hilarious. He's a great guy. If I was going to get a tattoo, which I've thought about, I don't think I'm going to get one anytime soon, but you never know in the next year, you know, couple years. If I did get a tattoo, I would get one from VV Arcade. I would drive up to Vegas and get a tattoo from him. Probably be something involving X-Men or Wolverine, and it helps so much too that he's also super passionate about those characters and that kind of that genre, I guess you could say, of comics and all that stuff, and that team. So it makes it that much easier, I would assume, for him to make it good. Yeah, what's up? Did you watch the fight yesterday? I did not. I don't know if you're talking about boxing or MMA, so I guess that just tells you that I didn't watch it or not. But no, I didn't watch it. I'm not like against MMA, but like I rarely revolve my day or go out of my way to like try and watch a fight. I mean, if it's on, it's on, and if my friends are watching it, but I don't really set time aside out of my day to like watch a fight. I haven't gotten a pencil yet either. Yeah, where are pencils? What's going on with that? Let's find that original article from VV, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't say anything about pencils or timeline or anything like that. I have to look at for the original article. Did these ads just get me? I don't know what's going on. Okay, a little bit further back. Felix. Okay, here it is. Oh my god, dude. All right, so here's the post. It's at the top, right? Or no, it's at the very bottom of the post. Let's go to the bottom. So this is the big part, right? And And Kid Arcade mentioned it on the drop while it was happening, so it's a good point. But also, I'm going to mention it now again. Purchase one of any of the Disney Wreck-It Ralph arcade characters collectibles via blind box to receive the one airdrop pencil. So you have to do it at the store. I'm sure all of you guys already know this, but if you don't, now you do. You had to have gotten it on the drop, which I think everyone was strictly just going for the drop for the pencil. I have a feeling that if we do get airdrop those pencils like soon, I have a feeling they're going to go for like 10 to 15 gems in the secondary, because there's so many of them. And people seem to really only buy these drops literally for the pencil. And honestly, I'm not even that big of a fan of the desk, to be quite frank. Unless it does something, it says animation desk. It doesn't say like animated desk. I don't know if like drawers come out. It'd be awesome if it actually like you click on it and it draws a random picture of like Wreck-It Ralph or I don't know, like the Lion King, like Simba, like it draws one of the 5 characters from like each of the series. Like that'd be kind of cool if you click on it and it just kind of just does like a quick sketch. That'd be kind of cool. Long story short, we still don't have it. It didn't give us a timeline at all when we're going to get it. It just said you're going to get airdropped. But you have to collect all 5 pencils and you have to craft them before December 31st. So I have a feeling, because it's about 5 months till the end of the year, maybe 6 months at this point, that we're going to get a drop each month. So Wreck-It Ralph is July, Frozen's August, September's Lion King, October's Peter Pan, November, December, or sort of like, I'll say probably, yeah, November's Aladdin, which is the last one. Then that way it gives everyone like a basically month and a half, 2 months to craft the desk, or at least like get the pencils that they want. So, I have a Wreck-It Ralph's not going to do well. You guys already see. I think Frozen's going to do okay, but we already have FA. Oh my god, it's killing me. I forgot her name. We already have the FA though. Honestly, I've not seen Frozen, so don't be upset if I haven't seen Frozen yet, but I've yet to see it. And we already have the FA, and so I'm not sure if that's going to do too well. Lion King, Peter Pan, and Aladdin, I think all 3 are going to do very well. Imagine Lion King, we get Simba, Scar. I don't know, who else would we get? We already have Timon and Pumbaa. If we got them again, that'd be fine, but they're not going to do well. But if we get Simba and Scar, I think those 2 will do extremely well. If we also get like the monkey guy, dude, it's been so long since I've watched Lion King, but if we get like the monkey that has the staff and stuff, like that'd be kind of funny. Yes, they have to be more specific. I agree. Still don't have it. Fro Ecomi, VeVeVerse, what's good? Thanks for stopping by, man. What's your thoughts on the Omi token? I like it, but I'm starting to like be a bit more bullish. It seems like Vivi's starting to struggle a little bit, like what they want to do with the Omi token. I know like they have the OUP. It seems like they have the whole MCP thing locked into place. They know exactly what they want to do. But when it comes to OUP, it seems like they're trying to like shoehorn it in and like make it one and the same thing, or at least like very similar. I don't know. Until they flesh it out a bit more, I'm kind of struggling to see what the values of the Omi versus like the Veve collectibles. And to be quite frank, I think the Veve collectibles are going to pump first before Omi. I know Omi is so cheap right now, but at the same time, there's a lot of risk that goes with it, right? Like if you buy Omi and you get your account hacked or something like that, it's very easy to lose your tokens, or someone gets access to your stuff. Also, technically, in a way, a lot of people are kind of afraid of the fact that like if Veve gets acquired or something happens, technically that company could just do away with the Omi token, right? I doubt that would happen, but it's still technically a possibility. It's hard to say, but I know people have been saying this for a long time. It's like, you know, Omi needs Veve, but Veve doesn't need Omi, and that saying's been kind of thrown around a lot, and I believe it to a certain degree. Everything works out perfectly. Probably dollar for dollar, Omi is better when it comes to either just getting just raw money and just selling Omi in the secondary, you know, whether it's on Binance or whatever it is, or it's just going to be better for buying collectibles, dollar for dollar. But I think in the short term, actually, let me mix up this music. I still like the collectibles a bit more, because at the end of the day, a lot of people are buying Omi to get the collectibles anyway, right? So it seems like you just can't miss with the collectibles versus Omi, which there's kind of a lot of uncertainty, but that's built into the price, right? Like it's cheap right now because a lot of uncertainty. It's hard to get. It's very easy to get scammed and like lose your Omi. I won't say very easy, but if you're just careful, a lot of stuff with that. But boxing, it was good. Okay, yeah. The pencil was going to be a regular drop. It says right here, we're an airdrop pencil. But yeah, I think Lion King's gonna do well. So if we get Simba, Scar, and the others, and then if we also get Peter Pan, so imagine Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, we get some Lost Boys. Dude, we already have Captain Hook on the app. He's one of those little like animated emoji. Is it animated? I guess I have like sound, but it doesn't do like an animation. But we already have Hook. I think Aladdin would do really well, but it sucks again because we have Jafar already, but he's in that little like emoji form, which seems kind of weird. But yeah, Aladdin, Princess Jasmine, we get Apu, we get the genie. Like I think Aladdin has a lot of potential. I think the last three have the most potential: Lion King, Peter Pan, and Aladdin for like FAs and them actually like holding their value, if not like going above retail, instead of just basically them getting dumped just because people want the pencil, which I think is going to happen for the first two drops more than likely. Like all the other drops will perform better. I agree. I think Frozen will do a bit better. How much better? I don't know. We don't know the characters yet, right? But what if I just type in Frozen in here? It is killing me. I cannot remember her name. Elsa. Yeah, Elsa. That was actually my first drop I ever got, was Elsa. I don't have her anymore. But yeah, if we got Elsa, I haven't seen the movie, so I don't know what other significant characters, if there are any in the show or like movie, but I like the desk for my Mighties. True. That would be really cool. If you got Mighties for your desk. Just not sure what you would. Yeah, I don't know. It's at the end of the day, it's just a desk unless it does something. Quite frankly, I'm just buying all the stuff for the flip. I got really fortunate and I did manage to land a secret rare. Yeah, is it Vanellope? I got her on the drop, sold her for 60 because of a late delivery. And I think a few other people too were like kind of waiting around for the pencil and it never showed up, and they're like, all right, I guess I'll just floor it. So I made a small amount of profit. I don't think I'm going to be as fortunate for the other drops. I have speculation about the desk. Maybe since there is a pencil holder next to the desk, the unburned pencils have some sort of interaction with the desk itself and draw the pictures. That is one thought I did have, was like, how many pencils we're going to be getting, because this drop had what, 3,500 mints? Or I just went past it. It was 4,500, so it's like 1,000 there, 1,500 here, 2,000 here, so 3,500. Yeah, so it's basically 4,500 pencils. That is a lot. A lot of pencils. Unless these next few drops have like way less mints. Even if we burn half of them, like still 2,500 pencils. It's still quite a bit. Yeah, but I see what you mean there. There's a little pencil holder like on the right there. It's kind of hard to see from your guys' angle, but if you look at like the drop, and if you guys also notice right here, it says something about like, okay, it says disclaimer, the above release order, series names, and collectibles may change over the course of the animation desk program. The above visualization of the animation desk may change prior to crafting. So the desk could change. It says right there, like literally anything can change about the drops, what they are, how many, all that stuff. It's probably based on feedback. And then same thing about the desk. Like if people are saying, hey, if the desk doesn't do anything, like I don't really care, they might do a small animation. I'm not sure what they can kind of work up in the next few months before that desk is burnable, or at least like craftable. That'd be an interesting question. But it says right there on the article that there's the potential for it to just change. They could just change it if they really wanted to. Yeah, hyenas would be cool. Hyenas. Trying to think like what other, like I guess the wildebeest. I just don't know what else in Lion King. What was the father's name in Lion King again? Simba's father. I forgot his name. I kid you not. It's probably been legitimately at least 18 years since I've watched Lion King. So I apologize if the name kind of slips me. I hope we get Rafiki holding Simba up. That's the monkey's name. So dude, imagine Mufasa. Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot his name too. I'm just totally blanking. Mufasa, yeah. So imagine if we get Simba, Mufasa, Scar, and Rafiki. I have a feeling that we'll also get dude, it has been so long. I'm just gonna look it up over here. We're also gonna get we're probably gonna get Nala too. Like I have a feeling we're not gonna get all these characters and not have a single we'll probably end up getting what was this drop? There wasn't any bad guys in this drop, right? So I have a feeling, and so there's 3 collectibles. So if I had to pick 3 collectibles for Lion King, it'd probably be Mufasa, Nala, and Simba. I think those will be the 3. I think they're going to save Scar for something else. I don't know what, but it seems like Disney kind of has the habit of doing like the villains all in one thing together and not really like mixing them together with like the, I guess the good guys or the protagonists, I should say. So they could save Scar for something else. Zazu would be kind of funny. The little toucan guy. That'd be kind of funny. And then for Peter Pan, I think we're going to get Peter, Wendy, and Tinkerbell. That's probably what I would say. Doesn't mean we won't get Captain Hook or Scar. I mean, we could definitely get some villains. And then Aladdin. I would love to get Princess Jasmine, Aladdin, and then I don't know, like the genie. Probably the genie would be really good. Genie would be really good. Can we get the Lost Boys all as one collectible? Unlikely, but you know, we could hope. We can always hope for the genie, right? Or the Lost Boys, or at least Rufio, right? At least give us Rufio. He was like the leader, right? It's been a while since I've watched it. Every time I think of Peter Pan, I don't think of the cartoon version. I think of the Robin Williams version, which was a great show, by the way. It's just called Hook. It's been so long since I've watched it, but I just remember the scene where like he goes and meets the Lost Boys and they're like eating all this like fake food and they're like grabbing stuff like as if it's there. It's pretty funny. But I do remember the cartoon. It's just been so long since I've actually watched like the Disney version of Peter Pan. Tinkerbell would be a secret rare. So, and also the secret rares, I do think I have a feeling that probably Mufasa would probably be the secret rare. Like Simba and Nala would be like the lower tier, then like that'd be secret rare. Then Peter Pan and Wendy would be like the lower tiers, and then Tinkerbell would be the secret rare. And then for Aladdin, I would say the genie would probably be the secret rare. They want Jasmine and Aladdin, I think, to be easily acquired. Marbles, the twins from Peter Pan. Yeah, they need to just make a Peter Pan series. There's a lot of good characters in there. Or just have one with just the Lost Boys, or have another one with just like the 7 Dwarves. Like kind of all of the important yet like secondary, or even like, I think that's the word, tertiary, like 3rd level kind of characters that are there. They're important. And they're kind of funny. It'd be kind of fun to get some drops of those guys. All right. So Astro, the airdrop happened at some point like late last night, either very early in the morning or very, very late last night. I actually got a lot of feedback, or a lot of like comments and retweets and stuff were on my Twitter when I was posting about this. Let's just go here. When I was talking about the green truck, I said like, got the green truck on the web app. I was like nervous. I was like, what is going on here? It's like I'm pending delivery on the website. It says I bought it. Like there's the transaction. But on the app, it doesn't show that I have it. I'm like, what is going on? So it looks like a lot of other people had the same issue. A lot of people commented. Ryan even commented saying that the issue, or this is being resolved as we speak. I just said thanks. Like, there's no point in getting upset. I would be upset if we didn't get it at all, but let's see here. Everyone's Astro Boy issues, team's working on it, so that's good. Yeah, so we already got it. Actually, Veve did a pretty good job reacting to it. I don't really care for like an explanation as long as they just get it fixed. If sometimes people are weird and they're like, oh, I need to have an explanation, like what happened and blah, it's like, just get it fixed. And then if it continues to happen, yeah, we bring it up again, ask Veve why this is still happening. I was even asking people, are you still waiting for the Astro Boy to deliver? I should have added a fourth option that says you just didn't win the drop, because I think a lot of people actually ended up not winning the drop or just skipping it. Yeah, like, I mean, 40% of people, 40% of people, I think, and there's probably some people that didn't even win the drop and they still selected something. So this could be closer to like 50% of people didn't even get them. And so I knew the prices were going to just absolutely dump when they got delivered. Because I think this ran up to like 55 at one point, very briefly, but this ran up to like 55 gems shortly after the drop. And I think just a lot of people were just waiting. I was on Kid Arcade stream, just like waiting, and everyone's like, hey, I don't have it delivered. It's been 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. I'm like, what is going on? So I knew the price was going to dump. I'm not sure if I'm going to buy another, to be quite frank, but I mean, I could definitely see the price going up from here. There's a pretty solid wall from basically 31 all the way to about 35. Robin Williams, that was good. Yeah. To be honest, I just want them to start dropping some Simpsons. I need Ralph doing something dumb, yeah, like picking his nose or crying, like, eh. Ralph was always pretty funny. I think there's like one episode where he just like snaps and just starts like really starts kicking like everyone's ass or something like that. I don't know. It's been so long since I've watched cartoons and stuff like that. Especially The Simpsons. Gosh, I haven't seen Simpsons for so long, but I've always liked it as a show. May pick up a Tinkerbell and hold on. And hold if it's not too pricey. Yeah, I think Tinkerbell would be... There's some people that are really into Tinkerbell, like, you know, men and women alike. And so there's some people that really, really, really like Tinkerbell. Captain Hook and Smithers. Yeah, dude, we need to get, like, Scar, Smithers, like, all these, like, villains that are in different... kind of like, I guess, Disney licensed stuff now. They better drop a carpet. Oh yeah, dude, I completely forgot about the carpet. Just give me my drivable T-Rex and my flyable carpet, then I'll be happy. That's all I want. Need to put that on my desk. Yeah. Need to put your desk on it. Yeah. And just have a flying desk. That would be sick. Yeah, they should. I completely, you brought up a good point, Jeff. Like, I completely forgot that the flying carpet itself was like a character. That would be really cool. And at that point, would that be FA or FE? Jeff, riddle me that. It's a object, but it's also a character. And this is kind of where we get caught up. But it's like, all right, it's what if it's animated and it flies? It's like, well, it's like a vehicle, but it's a character, but it's also just an object. I would like to see it. I could see it going either way, but I would assume they would give it the FA tag. I would assume. And the croc, when the clock in hand, dude. So remember, yeah, the crocodile was sitting vertically with its mouth open. I had the clock in its hand, and I remember it like falling over and like eating Captain Hook, which was really, really cool. I remember like there's parts of that show that did kind of give me like, not nightmares, but just definitely were like messed me up like psychologically as a kid. Just like some scenes I'm like, bro, that's kind of nuts. Or like some of the stuff they did like in the show kind of like mentally tormented me for like a short period of time as a kid. Oh yeah, the carpet is freaking cool. Yeah, the carpet is a vehicle, just like Kit. It depends. Would it be a vehicle? I don't know. I expect 2 to 3 good characters per Lion King Aladdin set, then some fillers like Sultan and the guards and stuff. so they can do future drops. I'm just going based off of, the reason why I said those was because I was going based off of like Wreck-It Ralph, right? I don't know if you guys can see him. Yeah, like if you look here, it's like we have Wreck-It Ralph, Penelope, and Fix-It Felix. So 3 main characters, right? I watched Wreck-It Ralph, but it's been, I don't know, 4 years, something like that, since I've seen it. And you know, they're not like no-namer characters. Obviously, we have the main character, Penelope, was a key point of it, and then Fix-It Felix too. So I just have a feeling if we do Lion King, I think it's going to be. They might not do Simba. They might do like Mufasa, Nala, like a hyena. It's really hard to say. I really think the next drop is going to give us a better idea of like, you know, when we get Frozen, it's going to give us a much better idea of like what they plan on doing. If we get any kind of villain, that's going to be interesting. MD, what's up, dude? Vibes is live, so dope. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you too. Carpet has to be FA like Kit. Is Kit FA? Did I misspell him? Is it 2 eyes? Can you not search it? R. Oh, that's not going to help at all. You guys forget about this thing? Coca-Cola Caravan. There's a lot of mints, but I mean, it would look kind of cool in the showroom, right? Completely forgot this thing existed. One thing that's kind of cool is like going just through the market, just click on collectibles and just scrolling down. Sometimes I go through here and I'm like, dude, I completely forgot that was on the app. Like the Coca-Cola truck, Cookie Monster. I remember people were going nuts for this when it first came out. So what is it? It's at 45. How much was it again? This was 40, right? Oof. Yeah, this was 60 gems. Now it's almost at half price. Does the carpet have a name? I don't think so. I think it's just carpet. At least I don't remember Aladdin like giving it a name. I think it was just carpet. True, 3 main characters would be great. That would be great. That would make these. I think that would make, if these were all main characters, I think this would probably make this the best series of drops when it comes to FAs. Even though, like, all right, Wreck-It Ralph's okay, Frozen's huge, and so is Peter Pan and the rest. That'd make like, and we already have Elsa, so it's kind of hard, but Scar would be dope. Were there any announcements for Lion King and Aladdin drops? Not yet. Just that they were gonna happen. But it does say right here, disclaimer, the above release order, series names, and collectibles may change over the course of the animation desk program. The above is so technically with this, like the release order, the series names, and collectibles. So it's like, I mean, they can make changes and just not tell us, right? Like maybe they were gonna release Scar and Lion King, and then they change it, and they just don't tell us, right? And they're like, actually, let's do, I don't know, a wildebeest or some random animal or another, or Nala or whatever. Like they could change it, just not tell us. So, but they could also just change this from Peter Pan to, I don't know, something random like 101 Dalmatians. I don't know. They could change it if they wanted to, but I don't think they. I think they would only tell us if the actual IP or like the actual like movie was like, not the movie, but just, you know, the character or the series was going to change. If they're changing actual characters in it, I don't think they would tell us. They're, because I think people would be upset if they're like, oh yeah, by the way, we were going to give you Scar, but now we're going to give you I don't know, Toucan Sam, whatever the Toucan's name is. This guy, Zazu. You know, imagine if we got this instead. I mean, Zazu was kind of funny, but it's like, hey, we were going to give you Scar, but actually we're only going to give you Zazu. Yeah, there's Simba, Scar, Timon, Mufasa, Zazu, Nala, Rafiki, Pumbaa. I did not know these hyenas had names. Bonsai and Shenzi. I did not know they had names, to be honest. I think there are periods between the letters. I don't know what you're referencing. I must have missed what you were talking about. Apologize. Austin. Can the thing from Addams Family be FA? I don't even know what you're referencing. I know of the Addams Family, but I've not seen a single movie, show, or episode or anything about it. I'm assuming it's that big guy, right? Semi-truck FA, but not Coca-Cola. Yeah. I just kind of forgot it existed. The truck doesn't have a brand, so it cannot be FA. What do you think about the VeVeVerse beta tests? We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. I think it's going to still be very limited. I do think the first few videos are people just making content around it or about it. I'm sure they're under some level of NDA, or they're just going to let them do what they want, and Vive's just going to really restrict what people can do in the vaults initially. I'm not entirely certain about the whole VeVeVerse thing. It's interesting. I think people should definitely people should hamper their expectations and not think like it's going to be obviously Ready Player One or do all these like crazy things. I have a feeling it's going to be very basic. It's going to be very just like display heavy. Not even sure if you're going to be able to like. There was times where people are running around right in that one space. So like you have your vault and like people are running around and you can like invite other people. To be honest, I don't have like a VR headset. I don't really do other like metaverse platforms or anything like that really, so it's really hard for me to say. I mean, I'm excited, but I don't think it's going to necessarily. It'll temporarily make certain collectibles like pump, potentially things that are actually like really cool and interactive, like in the showroom. Like if they show that you can actually handle a lightsaber, like you can actually equip it, you can actually handle it instead of just displaying it, or like there's wearable things, I think those will go up in value a lot. The vehicles, if you can actually like sit in them and they move around, because I'm not sure if they ever showed that in the VeVeVerse, like kind of like displays, right? Like whenever they showed it off, it was just like, here's a vehicle, okay, it can move, but I think it's like remote controlled and not like you can sit in it. I could be completely wrong. But things that are wearable, equipable, or interactable like pretty heavily, I do think will go up in price. Fogue, what's up, dude? Just realized I was sub, but didn't follow you on Twitter. Just did. Thanks for random stream. Was home bored, having a glass of wine after work. Let's go, dude. What kind of wine are you having? I'm not a big like wine person myself, but if the time is right, if I'm going to a friend's place and we're having dinner, I'll usually bring like a bottle of wine. I think like Robert Hall is the one I like. It's a red. And there's like a couple others I've had before. I kind of forgot the names off the top of my head, but see y'all at New York Comic Con. I'm not going. I didn't go to San Diego Comic Con because it was kind of forgot about it, and B, I know it's kind of pricey and like last minute, so I was like, oh, I won't go. But DCon, I'll definitely go because DCon is not as expensive. I'll probably fly this time. Last year I just drove and I didn't mind, but driving like 6.5 hours, that is a slog and a half. I mean, it gave me a ton of time to just like listen to stuff. I think I was just watching live streams. I was just watching like all kinds of stuff while I was like driving home. Whoops. Anyway, so I do have an Astro Boy. I'll show you guys my collection that I've gotten recently. We're still waiting on Hulk. When do you guys think Hulk is going to drop? Do you guys think Hulk is like right around the corner, or do you think we actually got like a couple more months and Veve / like Disney kind of wants the whole like Disney thing to kind of like these drops? I mean, that they want these drops to all happen first before they start really digging into Hulk again. But then again, those are like different entities. Even though it's Disney, still Disney, Star Wars, and Marvel seem to all function very independently on Veve. So I don't think like Hulk would step on the toes of this too much. Like I'm not sure if it would cause any delays necessarily. I bought Silver Surfer the other day so I could kind of take pictures. Also, I didn't know if I showed you guys this. I don't think I did. There's this restaurant in Scottsdale that I wish I took more pictures inside, but there was like a lot of people eating and I didn't want to be weird and do like AR stuff on my phone like too much. But this restaurant's like really cool. They have like all these like statues and like memorabilia of like Marvel, Disney, Star Wars. They had like Predator there. They had like Batman, Joker. They had like Halo and Gears of War. They had like statues and like weapons and stuff on the walls. It was really, really cool. And like Yoda, they had like a bunch of like movie and like video game like memorabilia in there. So I just took these pictures. Some of these pictures were hard because I'm like, the Star Wars area, which is really cool. Like if you go upstairs, it's like a cantina looking kind of area. But there's like a railing, and I was like trying to take a picture and use AR. I was like almost like leaning over the railing so I could get this picture, because it wasn't like, the upper area wasn't too large, so it was that picture took a while to get. I've been meaning to buy Silver Surfer for like months, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy him. I mean, he's over a year old at this point because he got released in last year's San Diego Comic-Con. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy him and put him next to the other Silver Surfer, see if there's like people eating down there. The Hulk is like literally right next to like the front door. So like right when you walk through the front door, like immediately to the left, there's just like, this Hulk statue is probably, I don't know, like 9 feet tall. It's really, really tall. And so it's almost like life size. So I thought that was really cool. And there's other spots on the inside that have like Wonder Woman, Captain America. This is like the front entrance. Like right when you walk in, this is like the front entrance that actually has like Catwoman, Thor, Spider-Man. That's the name of the restaurant. Got Predator just off to this. Look at those people like eating. This obviously this table's empty, but it's just kind of funny thinking like you're eating like right next to Predator. And then last but not least, I haven't asked here, when Grail Jar Jar Binks, like when are we gonna get the Grail, right? Joker, Poe was outside. I don't own a Poe, so and there's some like more kind of like movie memorabilia and stuff like that, so pretty cool. I did like going to that, right? The food was like probably average, slightly above average. The serving sizes were huge, but the food was like okay. And I kind of saw the same reviews online that people were like, setting is awesome, the place is awesome, the servers and stuff are cool, but like the food is like depending on what you order, it's about average. Oh, Kit. Okay. I see what you mean. Dude, I apologize. Sometimes chat's actually a little bit delayed. I don't know if it's just because I have a new setup or what's going on, but sometimes chat might be a few minutes delayed, so I apologize if I... There it is. Thank you, Austin. Okay. Dude, this thing is going for dirt cheap. I might pick one of these up just because it's a cool looking car. I don't have any vehicles right now, do I? I think I sold all my vehicles. So I hate have to refresh the page. Hinano, what's up, dude? Hey. I've been speaking, not with you, but with your wife recently online. I would love to do an interview or a get together or whatever with you guys over on the Uncommon podcast. I would love to talk to you guys about whatever, you know, just let me know. I think I told her my schedule, or I'm pretty much free after like 6 p.m. because I get off work at 5, but after 6 p.m. most days I'm free. So whenever you guys want to do that, just let me know. A lot of additions, dude. I cannot believe this thing's box price, 120 gems, and now it's going for like 30, right? That we just checked, it was going for 30. Yeah, I mean, this thing is it's less than that. So this thing is almost 80% off at this point. I mean, it's 75% off, which is kind of nuts. I just need VeVeVerse to have different environmental skins like Death Star themed or Avengers Tower themed. That is true. Or at the very least, just blow up your Avengers Tower to be huge, right? And you can start doing some stuff outside. I think that's another thing that would be interesting is like having more like buildings and structures. I don't know, just things to actually like flesh out the environment in the VeVeVerse. I really hope not everyone's like showroom and everything like that is like identical. There are more ways to like customize it and do things. I'd be surprised if people get like extremely creative. Like those Vaultaholic guys are like extremely creative. Like it wouldn't surprise me if they take like, if you can do this, right? One thing I really hope they do for comic books is like it allows you to like blow up a page, right? Like make it very large. So if you take like a certain page of a comic book, blow it up, and now that's like your backdrop for doing whatever, right? Although it's like a 2D plane, at least it's something. Yeah, it would be kind of nice to at least like have different settings or different stuff going on. But they did talk about, there was like the Marvel showroom, I think, right? Like in the VeVeVerse that they showed at San Diego Comic-Con, there's like a Marvel showroom, like a Marvel universe kind of thing going on. But they did show, and you said they did show and said you could fly on the DeLorean. Let's go. Okay, that's cool. But don't quote on it. Okay, I'll agree, but what's it called? Trust but verify. It's like, I trust you, but I'll have to verify it later. Shankster, what's up, dude? Seeing VV Vibes live reminds me of the good old days. Glad to see you streaming again, amigo. Yeah, of course. I do want to do it more often, and I actually might get back into videos again. I might do videos on Mondays and Fridays of just like the, what do you call it? The market. Just kind of doing like the ups and downs. It really sucks because I really liked the market. Not the market, but I really liked the ecomi wiki like website when it was available. Now it's unsupported. I could still technically do it on, what's it called? My NFT tracker. You just go to like the homepage here and you just look for the newest NFTs, and there's like rising ones. It's just hard because these are always like, sometimes these ones are just not the highest ones. Either the what's it called? Like the percentages are just wrong, or just like inaccurate, or you just get ones like this where the falling NFTs, yeah, the NFTs that have fallen the most are like always secret rares, right? Because it's always like secret rares or ultra rares. It's just like things that the floors are so thin that like a single delisting or a couple like delistings or a single purchase like makes the price like fly up or down like 30-40%. So it's kind of hard to get like an accurate gauge of like what's actually happening in the market for the most part. Cabernet, I live close to a vineyard, so I get them at a good price. Hulk better drop soon. I have the first 3 Hulks, all same lowish mint, hoping to somehow match the next 2 for all 5. Been saving. Let's go, dude. That's awesome. So do all of your Hulks have matching mints right now? That'd be sick. I actually did have someone approached me to buy my Hulk uncommon comic. It was like 19 something. I forgot the mint number, but it matched his Hulks and his like other comics or his other Hulks. And so he really wanted it, and so he was willing to pay double floor. And I was like, all right, I'll post it up for you. So I think I sold him the uncommon first appearance Hulk comic for like 60 gems. And I'm like, dude, I'll do it. And it's always not, I don't mind helping people out when they're trying to match mint numbers and stuff, as long as it's like a fair price and, you know, we talk it out. But yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, if you got Hulks like all matching numbers, or at least like really similar numbers. I really hope Hulk comes out soon as well. Cheapest NFTs. Okay, that one's not released yet. Yeah, dude, there's some comics right now that are literally going for 1.7 gems, 1 point whatever gems. And I do think a day will come where we'll have sub 1 gem comics, either like very new age ones or just ones that just like no one really cares about. A day like that could come. Oh man, Dee did mention that she was talking with you. The wife is a recruitment officer. Dude, she's doing a great job. She's doing a great job. She's got me interested. I want to do it with you guys. Just let me know when. You go for Spider Noir. Not sure if that was discussed. I did. Whoa. That is not what I wanted to do. I guess they have a web browser. That's kind of cool. Did not know they had like a web browser thingy. But Spider Noir, I did go for it. I ended up getting I'm going to refresh my page. Yeah, so I did go for it. I got a common, which is fine. Mint number 5291. It's whatever. I actually thought about buying more because I'm like, dude, there's a lot of people that really like, you know, Into the Spider-Verse. I still have yet to see Across the Spider-Verse. I've seen Into the Spider-Verse. I actually watched that like a week ago. It was good. I enjoyed it. I think maybe I didn't enjoy it as much because I already saw so much stuff about it, like from people on Veve and online and just you know, YouTube and stuff like that. So there's probably like quite a few spoilers or just like who was involved. But overall, I really liked it. And so it doesn't surprise me that Spider Noir. I mean, this was going for, I want to say 350 at one point. Now it's at 462. So it's going up in price. And so I do think there are some people that really like this new kind of like Into the Spider-Verse series of comics and stuff. Like this was going for 80 gems not too long ago. Now it's up to 100. This price dipped a little bit. This was going for about 24, 5 for a brief period of time. But some people want to collect the comics of all the new Spider-Mans, Spider-Women, and whatever. Prankster. I think you might be a little bit biased. You need to grab a Poe. He's amazing. I was able to purchase number 69 Poe. That's awesome. I also just realized your like character is just Poe, just like grinning. I mean, Jack Black does play Poe, so I might have to pick one up at some point. How much is he going for now? If I just type in Poe, will it pop up? I mean, you gotta put a space. Okay. So I noticed like Veve's search function only works after 3 characters. So Pooh wouldn't work, but Poe, you just put P-O. There's still some in the store. There's actually still a lot in the store. It's going for 25. How much was he going? Was this a 40 mint? Not 40 mint, a 40 gem collectible? Yeah, this is going for 40. Oof, that does not look good. I'm sure it looks great in AR. And it has a cool animation if I remember correctly. But, man. You have barely a third that's sold. A little bit more than a third. Like, Veve, not Veve, but like Disney or DreamWorks in this case, whoever, like they need to start burning stuff. I don't know what happened with Marvel. Do you guys remember when Marvel, for about 3 months, it happened in November, they burned like a bunch of comics and a bunch of collectibles, and then January came around, they burned again a bunch of comics and collectibles, and they haven't done it since. Like, it's actually been about 6 months since the last time they did a burn. And so I think a lot of people are kind of waiting around like, all right, I bought these comics because kind of waiting for a burn to happen. Still has yet to happen. Not entirely certain, or it could be a once a year thing, right? Yep. All matching sub 150 mints. That's awesome. I'm not a huge mint guy myself, but I could totally see the appeal of it. The only one mint that I have that's actually like a matching mint, or the one that I actually really went out of my way to get, and it's all personal preference, right? Like, I think everyone, even though people like me that say like, oh, I don't care about mints, if you find the right character or the right thing, like, you're gonna want matching mints, either matching mints or like a very specific mint. I think some of you guys already know which one I'm gonna pick. The only one that I actually have that actually has like a matching mint, or one that actually went out of my way to find, is it 162? Where is it? It's not. I'm trying to find Gambit. Long story short, I actually spent extra money on a Gambit 777 mint, just because Gambit's a card player, a gambler, tends to be very lucky, all that stuff. So I actually did spend extra for that one, just because I saw it and I tried to flip it, couldn't do it in time, but I was like, you know what, I actually like this mint. There it is. Yeah, so mint 777 on this. Is it worth anything right now? Probably not. But all it takes, and that's the thing, all it takes is one person. All it takes is one person that is obsessed with Gambit, and they have a huge collection, or they're willing to drop some money, and they're like, wait, you got the lucky number 777? Yeah, I'll buy it. Spider-Man Noir Amazon series coming out as well. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, there's all the stuff you guys know that I just have no idea what's going on with, like, the Spider-Man stuff. Doctor Strange, what's up, dude? It was nice talking with you the other day. Was that earlier today? No, that was yesterday during Astro Boy. I'm just glad we got our Astro Boy eventually. That's the main thing. What do you guys think about this Nuff Said? Man, this thing pulled back a lot. Did this go up to like 850 at one point? Now it's at 6. It did seem to kind of like pump a little too quickly. Looking at this in hindsight. Funny thing was, like, I did kind of have an opportunity to buy it at like 350-ish. I did see it settle around there. But I told myself, I'm like, God, there's no way this thing just like runs up and just stays up there, right? But I don't know. It is Stan Lee at the end of the day. What else was I looking at? I don't want to see what the other biggest gainers are right now. Like I said, even though sometimes these aren't always accurate, sometimes it's kind of good to look at. There's no way. This thing says Uncanny X-Men 142 is at 30 gems. This is the rare. This thing probably just got delisted. 142. No way. 142. Yeah, the floors are just super thin, and so this is what I mean. It's kind of hard to track, right? Like, it's just the floors are so thin that is this rare comic really worth 30 gems? Probably not, but I do think a lot of people have gobbled up rare comics for MCP points. I don't know, man. It's hard. It seems like there's a lot of moving parts going on in VV, and we just haven't seen it all come to like fruition and like kind of see it all follow suit, right? We have like OUP, we have MCP, we have VeVeVerse, we have a lot of stuff happening. And it's like we're still all just like everything's still very like low resolution. I know we have like the beta coming out. Same thing with like cash out. There's a lot of things happening. I feel like we won't have a better idea of what it looks like until we get closer to Christmas. So probably another like 4 to 5 months. Let's see. Yeah, what was another one? Because I was like, there's no way that thing is going for 30 gems as a rare. Same thing with this one, Uncanny X-Men 58. Like, that's first appearance of Havoc, but Havoc is not that big of a character. So 58. Let me do this. You have to do the pound sign because I have to do 58. Whoops. Yeah, it's just the mint number. There's just, the floor is just so thin. Also, did this even sell out? I think it did. Okay, I think it did sold out. Hell yeah, lucky number 7 is awesome for Gambit. I have a lot of top 5% mints, but only other match I have is Black Todd 116 and Blue Todd 116. I just need the physical 116 black and white Todd now. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, if you get like the physical and the digital counterparts and all kinds of stuff, that's really, really awesome. Yeah, it's good vibing with you, Vibes. I'm glad. Yeah, that was it was an interesting time, but I'm glad we kind of got it off. It kind of sucks that obviously Kid Arcade had a run, but yeah, it was cool talking with you guys, people in the community. It's just at this point, it's just hard to kind of keep up with everybody because now there's just so many more content creators now for VV than there was even just a year ago, let alone, you know, a year and a half ago, back in like late 2021. It seemed like there was only like maybe 12 or 15 like content creators that people like consistently watch or like watch a lot of. Now it seems like there's 40 plus, 50 plus content creators, like people making videos and all kinds of stuff. So I apologize if you guys are content creators and I haven't like kept up with you. I just got personal, just like work going on, and it's hard to keep up with everyone. Like, I don't even watch Randy anymore. I remember when I first joined VV, I watched Randy like literally every day. Same thing with like Cavell and I don't know, whoever else was like streaming a ton back then, VV Vault. But now it's, you know, I don't watch Randy too much, just because I'm too busy and he does like long streams, so I can't sit there and watch for too long. Execu Speak, what's up, dude? Nice to see you. Thanks for staying subbed. I see the green text. What's up? Veve needs a sale feed like every other platform. Many floors aren't real because nobody will pay those prices. I agree. I don't know about like a sale floor, or like a sale feed. But yeah, it's really hard unless you're like digging into the metadata and all that stuff, right? Like you don't know what the true floor is of a lot of collectibles. I meant to do this, but I wanted to talk about some things I wanted to like get fixed on Veve. Like first thing I want fixed on Veve is like when there's a drop going on, I want to be able to see. This is like more on the web app, right? I don't know, what's something still in the store like this, like New Avengers. One thing I would like to see is like you can't see how many are left, right? Like we all know New Avengers number 4, it's still in the store. It says buy now, but I have no idea how many are left. Like it doesn't say here. Actually, it does say here. 444 left, 170 left. Okay, so it does say here, but it doesn't show like the total number. Does it do it for the other ones too? Let me find a collectible. What's a collectible still in the store? Did these sell out? Yeah, they did. Okay, maybe I was just looking at the wrong spot. For some reason, for the longest time, like I could not find like whether something was, how many were left. Yeah, I guess this says it here now. Dude, I must be just high. I don't know. Bob Sales, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, I would like to see a sales feed platform. If you guys do want something like that, it's more for grails. But if you guys aren't following Veve feed, like this is, I just started following this like less than a week ago and it's super helpful. You just follow them and then they literally tweet out, well, recently they'll usually tweet out a bunch of analytics, I think like once a day, but they'll show you like when a Superman was sold, when a Veve logo was sold, all together now, like the actual confirmed sales, not delistings, you know, SR, Thor. Oh, this is SR or UR? Ultimate Animated. This is the number 89 mint that was sold, I think. No, mint 2034. I don't know what this number 89 is at the end. And it even says right here, sold on Veve number 22, but like, yeah, someone bought a Todd. So yeah, if you don't follow Veve feed, that gives you an idea, but it's only for like Grail mint, not the Grail stuff, but it's only for arguably the most popular NFTs on the platform. So this one's kind of cool. It says top 4 selling secondary market comics: Spider-Man Noir, New Avengers 7, Uncanny X-Men 58, Obi-Wan and Anakin number 1. Why is Uncanny X-Men number 58? Dude, they must have announced something weird with like Havoc or something going on, because that's Havoc. So something must have been announced with like the new like X-Men 97 show or MCU. Something's going on there. Top 4 selling secondary Astro 1938 Martin Van Buren. Booze activated door, fix it Felix. Interesting. Collectibles are down in sales, comics are up. Top 4 selling secondary market brands: Astro Boy Go, Presidential Series, Disney Wreck-It Ralph Collection, Marvel Mighties. Yeah, people are still going Marvel Mighties. And obviously this is all going to be heavily skewed, right? Just because obviously Astro Boy was released yesterday, but not a bad idea. Maybe like stream sale type thing for stores, like 50% off until it sells out. But if it still doesn't sell out, burn the rest. Yeah, I don't know about those like 50% off sale things, because like it's just gonna make everyone that did buy for full price like feel really bad, right? Ideally we don't have that. At least I hope, like licensor, because I feel like if they start doing that, that's not going to be a good look. If they're like, oh yeah, by the way, no one that buys it after the first month, we put it on sale for 2 weeks, and then then at that point, like no one's going to buy it early, and they're just going to buy in the secondary, unless it's some sort of like hyper grail comic or collectible. But for the most part, like I don't know if I want stuff to go on sale. Like if it just doesn't sell out within 3 months, just burn it. Hamoon, let's go. Sales history. Yeah, like a sales history or something. Whoops. Sorry, Hamoon. Accidentally clicked on something that like just showed your page. Let's close that. Apologize. Get Poe off the screen. Incorrigible Goat Slayer. I like the name. Curious, anybody would get WB Flash MovieVerse on Luvio or Pickup or the Totter? To be honest, which reminds me, I kind of need to just cash out on that whole like MovieVerse thing. I feel like it's cool. I liked it initially, but it seemed like that like Warner Brothers like MovieVerse thing, they're like really dragging their feet. Like they released like the Lord of the Rings thing. I bought like 2 or 3 and they didn't do anything for like 6 months. And we still don't have like the Lord of the Rings. There's supposed to be like unlockable NFTs like within the movie thing. And like as you watch it or you do something, you unlock those NFTs and then you can sell it. Nothing's going on there, to be, at least in my opinion. They have picked up the pace. Like they released Superman and then The Flash. But to be quite frank, like it just reminds me of those like director cut like movie or like DVD like director's cut or like whatever. You guys remember that back in the day? Like you'd put on a DVD and if it was like a director's cut or like an extended edition, you would like navigate through the menu with like different scenes and like, oh, here's deleted scenes and here's like some behind the scenes and here's this and that. And I'm like, it just feels like an extended cut director's version of a DVD in digital form, which is cool. Don't get me wrong. You own it. It's on the blockchain, yada, yada. But I'm not sure if I just see it that way. The whole idea of like movies as NFTs, or at least like officially owning them, is kind of a cool concept. I'm just not sure if I can like picture the utility or the reasoning for it, right? At least I just don't see it. I mean, I put like $300 in, not even, I think I only put in like 200 and I'm going to probably cash out soon. I have like 350 on my account. I did have to wait like 2 weeks for it to be able to be like withdrawable in cash or at least in crypto or whatever. So I'm going to wait on that, but I'm just kind of done with the platform. Like it's just way too slow for me. It doesn't seem like they're really expanding on anything, in my opinion. Delilah, how you doing? Smurf Dabs, what's good, dude? They've already brought it up, but did you know? Did you do the McFarlane NFT drop? Lots to like, minted 2 rares and an epic. Sold the rares, made more than my money back on all 3. Kept the epic. Awesome, dude. To be quite frank, my like account was hacked, like my MetaMask account. I clicked like one wrong link. I was trying to download some, I think like video editing software or something like that, that I used before on my old computer that I didn't have on my new computer. Long story short, I clicked on a wrong link and just like my stuff just got hacked. Like I clicked on a link, my web browser that I had like all my stuff on just disappeared. And I'm like, huh, that's weird. And I started looking at all my stuff, reopened my browser, and then I went to Veve, oh my gosh, what's it called? VMate. And so I actually put, actually already had some money in there. So I already had like $200 of OMI or whatever, like on my MetaMask. And the next thing I know, it's just gone. VMate was telling me, hey, by the way, you need to have at least $200 worth of OMI. I'm like, that's weird. I've had it for months. Look at my account. All my stuff is gone. All my stuff got transferred to another account. My Illuvium like token, I remember buying like an Illuvium token a long time ago. That's gone. My Spawn NFT that I bought, like the very first like Todd McFarlane drop, like that's gone. I still have like all my other NFTs, the one I got from like Dropheads, and like basically anything that was worth anything is gone. So at this point, luckily it wasn't too much money. It was just like probably just a couple $100, like a few $100. So I didn't lose like thousands of dollars or anything like that. So I'm kind of fortunate it wasn't worse. But it just kind of sucked that it's like, all right, I got on all these projects. I like got in Discord, did all this stuff. Now it's all gone. But at this point, like I'm just kind of just done with MetaMask. Like I'll probably just end up making a new MetaMask account. I reset like literally the passwords of everything on everything, like my banks, all my Veve accounts, my emails, my every, like literally I had to reset the passwords and do everything on everything. So I clicked a link, and I think somehow they got access to like my Google, like Google Chrome, and like all my cookies, all my information. So they had all my info. And so I was like, oh God, like my Amazon password, my email, like I had to change like everything multiple times, just to kind of make sure. And so yeah, that's kind of what's going on with that. That's why I didn't really go for like the McFarlane drop, because I was like just dealing with that whole fallout. Give me one sec here. Execu speak. So yeah, that's what happened to me. And so, you know, you click on one bad link and you literally lose everything, which is why it's making me, if not more bullish on Veve, because if you lose stuff on Veve, there's always a way to get it back, right? They can give you a refund, or they give your NFTs back, or they found out who the user is or something, right? But on literally on all these platforms, I asked for help on, they're like, yeah, we can't help you. You know, security access, security is kind of on you. You own the, you own your accounts and all that stuff. So it's like, and especially like the financial industry that I come from, like fraud is a big thing. If you are the victim of a fraud, usually they either refund you or they do something to kind of rectify the situation. They do an investigation, all that stuff, internally, and just kind of make sure that's all good. But like none of that exists in kind of like in the kind of like crypto world or Web3 and all that stuff. Like none of that stuff like really exists. So if you click on one wrong thing or someone hacks your stuff, you're just gone. And I really just hate the idea of like, if I want to put a bunch of money, effort, and time and energy into something, and all it takes is for me to and it was a big mistake, don't get me wrong. All it takes is one mistake to literally lose it all and have no way of getting it back. Then it's like, I'd rather just stick on Veve. But MovieVerse, yeah. McFarlane's really cool with their new Bane drop. Yeah, that is Bane coming to the blockchain is a pretty big deal. That is really awesome. Dude, what is up with my chat? Hold on. Yeah, my stuff got it. Public showings you can do with movies. That's cool. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Extra DVD. Yeah, that's what it seems like. Set vibes, market and chill time. Yeah. Bro, it sucks you got hacked. Yeah. Web3 is tough. Imagine if you had to sell all your Veve NFTs on your MetaMask wallet. That would suck. Yep. So that's why in some ways I do like Veve now more than I did before, because I told some friends about it that are on Veve and crypto and Omi and Bitcoin and all that stuff. I told them, they're like, yeah, man, like that sucks, but like MetaMask can't help you, Illuvium can't help you, like they're not going to refund your stuff. Like that's the kind of whole point of like my keys, my wallet, all that stuff, my tokens, everything. If you get hacked, something happens, you click on the wrong link, you do literally one thing wrong, like all your shit's gone. So I'm glad the less one is only a few $100s. Like luckily it was only that much. But if I did like, and that's all it takes is one click. Like it sucks hearing stories from my friends are even telling me like people that were even like people like in groups like A Kid Called Beast and like all these other groups, and like even like people that are like part of those like programs, like high up people that own, or there's people that just own a lot of NFTs in general, like they click a wrong link or something happens and all of a sudden like their wallet gets instantly drained, their NFTs get transferred or sold out of their wallet, like all this crazy stuff happens, and it's like, yeah, there's no way to save you or help you. So it's a tough lesson. It's nothing, I was upset about it for a few days, and it kind of sucked because it happened like literally right before like my family visited, and I couldn't really tell them what was going on. It's like, damn, hey, by the way, all that like speculative investing that I've been doing, I just lost a bunch of money and blah blah. It's not that much money, but it's one of those things I didn't care to bring up to my family. So I was like, all right, maybe I should just not talk about it. But sorry to hear that. I lost money from a scammer once too, so I know how it feels. Yeah, it just sucks. So I'm just kind of taking like a big step back from like, quite frankly, anything outside of like Veve and like Palm at this point. Those are just like the two main platforms I'm investing in. I probably just open a new MetaMask account and have like one MetaMask for like minting NFTs and another MetaMask for like actually holding like Omi, or if I want to just like keep it all on like different platforms like Binance or whatever the other like platforms you can actually hold your Omi on. and all that. So I'll have to just kind of just be more careful and do a bit more research, but it's like I'm not going to go all in on these like projects anymore. Like I'm just spreading too thin. Like I'd rather just put all my time, energy, and focus on like 2 or 3 different projects than like, oh, here's a new project, here's a new project, here's a new project. And it's like paying gas fees over and over. And there's like drop issues, and like you don't get into the drop. And like now you just spend a bunch of money on Matic and it doesn't work out. Now you're just sitting on a bunch of Matic. Now, if you want to transfer it back to like Omi or Bitcoin, now you just paid like 20% in gas fees, taking it there and back. Like it just doesn't sound appealing. So I hate MetaMask and OpenSea, a big money but risky game. I use Cardano, which I enjoy, but that is only other platform I use besides Veve. Makes my app how easy it is. Makes you happy, I assume. Sorry that happened to you. Yeah, it sucks, but Brandon, what's up, dude? Yeah, I hate OpenSea and MetaMask, must admit. Yeah, it has their places. For me, I just hope like, especially platforms like, and I think they even talked about that they were going to do it, that VMate was eventually going to like allow you to kind of like link your Omi in a different way rather than MetaMask. So I'd like to be able to find like a safer alternative to show that I own Omi or whatever, because I do actually like the feature where you can like look up auctions. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I've actually used it a few times. There's actually quite a few deals that I saw that were like really good, like under auction. So if you have, I know it's really hard to read, but if you have $100 in VMate tokens or $200 in Omi in your wallet, and you can like show proof by connecting your wallet or whatever to your VMate through MetaMask or whatever. Dude, what is going on here? If you could show proof of that, then you can unlock the premium for VMate, and it's actually pretty helpful. Like the auctions, and there's some other things that are pretty cool. So that's the main reason why. That's not the main. I've had a MetaMask for a while, but that was the main reason why I put like a little bit more money into it, and then like, not bridged it, but like transferred it, exchanged it for Omi, and then clicked one wrong link, and all my stuff was gone. So, well, listen to you poolside. Cheers. Yeah, the sun is still barely out here in Arizona. Usually the sun doesn't set to like 8, but like all the pools that are around here, like, I mean, you stop getting sun at about 5:30, so it's already an hour too late for that. But I lost 9K in stocks, but I made it back and then some. Nice. That is kind of the nice thing about stocks. Like, I'll be honest, like at this point, I'm in my early 30s. Like, okay, I have time, but not a ton of time, and especially like I'm in the financial realm in finance. So it's like, I'm at the point now where it's like, all right, I got some extra money. Do I buy collectibles? Do I buy comics? Do I put money in my Roth IRA? Do I put money into Omi? Like, to be quite frank, like, okay, I could put money in the stock market. That's safe. You know, it goes up X amount of percent, like single digits usually, like each year. Or I could just play a drop and double my money or triple my money. Or if you get really lucky, you know, you get Hulk 181 secret rare. And the next thing you know, now it's worth $5,000. It's like, oh, wow, I put in $20 and now my thing is worth $4,000. Of course, that's the exception and not the rule, but it's kind of hard to not kind of get caught up with just even just like the financials, right? Of just Veve and crypto and all that stuff. Like, especially since you know, I don't have tens of thousands of dollars to throw at Veve or to invest in and stuff, right? So. My roommate just texted me something about Fortnite, which I actually just started playing Fortnite recently, and it's pretty fun. I remember playing it a long time ago when it first came out, and I was doing really well, but now everyone's just like insane at playing games. Like any game that's that popular, that's been out for longer than a couple years, like everyone just gets so good and just becomes like not fun anymore. Anyway, so that's kind of like the dilemma I'm in, right? Like kind of at the point now where it's like, all right, you have some extra money, like where are you gonna put it? Put in here, put in there, put in these different things. It's like, all right, should I just max out my Roth IRA or my contribution and just deal with that? Or, you know, I got a pretty good amount in my 401k. Like all this stuff is going on. None of this is obviously financial advice, but it's like I'm in the financial sector. And so kind of learning about the more traditional means of investing It's all interesting stuff, and I know how to like. That's what I do. Is people call in, I explain it to them. I don't give them advice, but I help explain to them what their options are at the institution that I work at. Yeah, I'm the same, mate. VV all the way. Yeah. Yeah, Spider-Man did. Yeah, Spider-Man Noir did sell out, which I was kind of surprised because there was like 2,500 on the rebound, and I did not think it was going to sell out. I was actually kind of surprised that it did as well as it did. To be honest, I thought the thing would be hanging around a little bit closer to like 3-4 gems. Even though I do think this has more mint numbers, it does surprise me that the common Noir, was it at 4.5 gems right now, is going for about as much as Uncanny X-Men 94, which last time I checked, yeah, this is going for 4.5 gems too. So it's like, this is what's kind of crazy sometimes on Veve. Like, I know this has 10,000. How many mints does this have? No, this has the same amount of mints. Like, this comic that has an established team, X-Men, it's like the story that kicked everything off. And then we have like Spider-Man Noir, which is like new. It's kind of, I guess, like exciting because it's like new stuff, but going for just as much. I think the prices of all this stuff will shake out. And I think actually as we get more comic book collectors on the platform, I do think like more of the old school or kind of like the more classic comics, a lot of the key comics, I should say, will go up in value more. But right now, I think we have a lot of, fortunately, actually it's good because we have a lot of comic book collectors on the app that like old stuff as well as new stuff, like Comics and Crypto and Sleeping Comics and My Collectibles and, you know, whoever else are like big time they like the new stuff and old stuff. It's not like they're like, all right, Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, and everything else, I don't give a shit. It's like, oh, I like the modern stuff too. So it's kind of nice that actually they're, you know, buying the new stuff. But I guess just because I'm like brand new into the comic realm, I haven't read a lot of comics, actually hardly any. I just like the old school stuff a bit more than the newer stuff. Matic is like 3-cent gas fees, not 20. Maybe it's because when I was doing stuff with ETH, I don't know. And that's the other thing too. Like, there's so many different ways to like move crypto, and if you don't know exactly what to do, if you use like the wrong way to like bridge it or exchange it, like sometimes you can just get caught with just like paying high gas fees. I don't know. At least there's a few times where I've like done stuff with crypto, and I'm like, dude, the gas fees are that much? Like, geez, like, dude, I'm paying like 10% or like 8% in gas fees. It's a lot of ring around it. I like the simple. With Swanky so much money, I'd rather stick with my initial goal. Yeah. So learning different types of cryptocurrencies and which platform uses what, how to convert, etc. It's all a different language to me, dude. I'm right there with you, Delilah. So it's all different to me, and I don't want to be oblivious and like just shun all crypto because I got scammed once. It's like, all right, I'm just going to be smarter. I'm going to get multiple wallets, multiple accounts, spread my money across all of them. So if someone does get a hold of one of my accounts, it doesn't have like all of my OMI, all of my other crypto in it. It's just like, all right, they only have a portion to it. Okay, like, all right, one of my 5 wallets got hacked. Okay, that sucks, but at least I only lost 20% of my money instead of 100%. But me, that's me with Miles. Got lucky, got the SR on drop. Really, the only thing that kept me positive on this app. Dude, that's all it takes. It's kind of crazy, and I think that's kind of like the addictive, in a good way, thing about Veve, right? Is like you're literally one drop away to just insane returns. And not only that, because you have something like Miles Morales, now you're in a very small exclusive group. I don't know if you're like in the Miles High Club or whatever, but like I assume there's a lot of big whales in there. They have a lot of connections. They talk about things. You know, some of them might even have not like insider info, but just like, oh, I heard a rumor of this and that going on. Like, you just get connected with different people that you just normally wouldn't talk to, especially when you do land a big drop. Good night, Veve peeps. See you in the morning on the app. Yep. Is there any drops tomorrow? I don't think there's anything going on tomorrow. No, they haven't actually announced anything new, meaning that we're not going to have any drops on Monday or Tuesday because they always give us like a 48-hour heads up. So the soonest drop we're going to get is probably Wednesday. I'm on team, got SR miles on drop too. Let's fucking go. Best $50 purchase ever. Yeah, dude, I bet. Sorry, got pulled away at work call, but I heard your explanation. Sorry, your MetaMask got hacked. That sucks. It's part of the game though. It's part of the risk, right? So no one forced me to click on that link. I clicked it myself. Even as I was doing everything, I'm like, this seems kind of weird, but you know what? This is how I downloaded the program that I got last time. So I did the same thing, and then it was crazy. They even had like access to like my Steam account. They're like messaging all my Steam friends with like links and stuff. I'm like, oh my god. And even Steam couldn't help me either. I only had like $5 on my Steam account, and they bought like random stuff on Steam. And I was like, hey, can I get this like refunded? My account got hacked, blah blah. They're like, yeah, we can't refund you. Any marketplace transactions are like final. We can't help you. And I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. So it's kind of scary. I had to reset the passwords of literally everything, made a new email. I should be safe and good to go. Reformatted my computer. I literally did like almost everything you could think of, short of just like starting a new life or something like that. Yeah, sir. Stocks are where most of my investments are. It's easy and safe for me. I like digging into financials of companies. Yeah, so you like to read like the prospectus or like the white paper and all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm not that in depth. I understand how stocks and ETFs work and mutual funds, what the differences are. And kind of like, you know, and it's just interesting because like I get people that call in and literally know nothing, or at least how a Roth IRA works versus a traditional, and if I withdraw money and this and that and an indirect rollover, like all this stuff. You know, none of it's financial advice, obviously, but people on Veve are more modern age collectors. It's just a different generation. That is true. Actually, now that you talk about it, it's interesting because when I had family here, I actually took one of my siblings. We went to like 4 different comic shops around where I live, and I actually brought up Veve to all of them once before, and only one of the 4 stores were actually like kind of interested in the concept of Veve, digital collectibles. Everyone else just kind of shrugged it off, like, okay, like whatever. But this time around, I actually told them, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Like, cool. And like, I try to buy something, right? Either like a small comic, or I try to buy at least a like a facsimile at the store if I'm going to go in there and kind of like, you know, not necessarily like waste their time, but just, you know, talk to them about whatever and appreciate the store. But even this time around, I told them, I'm like, hey, like, you know, by the way, I want to show you something. So I showed them like something on Veve and the digital collectibles. And I was like, yeah, we got Lethal Protector and this and that. Like, you know, Veve is at, you know, Marvel was at the Marvel booth at San Diego Comic-Con. They actually had like 2 or 3 showcases like through the thing. Like, it seems like Marvel's trying to make a big effort to like push this stuff, and they're like, yeah, it seems kind of cool, you know. And most people, 2 of them kind of just brush it off. One person was just kind of like skeptical of, you know, digital collectibles and like, you know, what do people make extras? And I'm like, okay, doesn't really understand the aspect of like blockchain and like how they can't just make more of them and this and that. But the other guy I've talked to before, he wasn't in there this time, but he seemed really interested in the concept. Like, oh, these are really cool, and he liked the art, and he does think like digital is like the future. He didn't think about like comics at the time, but he knows like digital, just entertainment is the future, right? Like AR, all that stuff. And so he just didn't think about comics. So I'm kind of wondering if he ever actually got a Veve account. Because I think this was like shortly after AF15 dropped. And when I showed him the prices, he's like, wait, people are buying these for $700, like the commons, right? $700. I'm like, yep. He's like, and it's hard, right? Because that's the initial appeal, right? Like you have to appeal to the financials first. Like, unless they're a big collector and they have a lot of money and they're just kind of like looking for a hobby and things to do. They're like, hey, this seems cool and the community is awesome. And, you know, digital collecting, if you like Spider-Man or Disney or whatever, like, get on. But when it comes to like certain people that are skeptical or that are more business oriented, you definitely have to kind of appeal to the financial side. The third drop I landed on Veve was Fantastic Four #1 SR. Sold it for $13K near topish. How I got a few low mint Todd's UR Vaders. Really want it back. 1.5K floor. What's your favorite drop you landed? Man, my favorite drop. I mean, probably Walt. It's really hard to beat Walt. I landed Walt on drop. So I actually won Elsa on the drop. And this was at a time like this was a little over 2 years ago. Like I had like think I was like between jobs and I like had hardly any money. And my brother told me about it. And so I was like, all right, I'll look into it. And so he's like, hey, just play a drop. I'm like, all right. So I landed it. Then I sold it for like, 250, like 300 gems. And then I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to sell it. Like, I'm going to go for Walt, whatever. And so I went for Walt and I landed it. I'm like shaking. Like I was literally sitting right next to my modem. Just like spam clicking, like in the middle of my living room, like just spam clicking it. And I landed Walt and I'm like, oh my God. And I told my brother and he's like, dude, that's nuts. Like, congrats, all that stuff. And I was like, all right, I don't have a ton of money right now. Like I could sell it. And I want to learn how to like trade and do all this stuff on Veve. So that's what I did. Like I sold it, I think at around like 9.5K. And of course I ran up to like 30, but all the other stuff I bought also ran up too. Like there was a period of time where everything's just like doubling in price. Like there was a period of time where like every month, like things were just doubling in price. Things were at 30, now they're 60. And then things that were at like, 1,000 out there at like 2,200. I'm like, holy shit. Like every like few weeks, things are just doubling in price. I'm pretty far behind in chat, so let me catch up. I like hearing them talk about newer comics. It's cool when they talk about potential speculation of new characters and whatnot. It's great help to me on whether to go for one. Yeah, I agree. Like it's hard to keep up with all the new characters, and maybe just because I sound like a salty old comic book collector, but it's like I'm not a huge fan of like the new characters. But then again, these new X-Men characters, not X-Men, sorry, Spider-Man characters, whether it's Gwen or the Spider Noir guy or Miles Morales or Spider-Man 2099, like these are the ones that they're growing up with, right? And so when they get our age, when they get in their late 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and they're going to be collecting and buying stuff, like that's me with X-Men. Like I grew up with the 90s X-Men. Like my X-Men team is Wolverine, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Beast, Jean Grey, Cyclops, Gambit, Rogue, like that whole team. That's why I like all the comics. And I'm still waiting for like a Wolverine collectible. I'm still waiting for all that stuff. So it makes sense. But at the same time, I'm like, it's really hard to not go wrong with the classic characters, right? They can make as many different variations of like Spider-Man and Thor and Iron Man and, this character or that character, but it's like, you can't go wrong with the originals. So that's just kind of my take. I still have some of the new stuff. I think I still have like 4 or 5 like Spider-Gwen commons and stuff like that. So I like it. Like if I like the art and the character's cool and all that stuff, like I'll go for it. But yeah, I'm in the Miles High group. Nothing but great people in there. Hell yeah. Oh, there is a drop Wednesday. Okay, it's just not on the thing yet. Rarity Now and Better Key Comics. Yeah. It's that choice between Rarity Now and Better Key Comics. Yeah. And now it seems like because like we've been in a bear market for so long now, like rarity kind of like trumps all. Because I mean, you look at old Iron Man, right? Old Iron Man had like 12,000, 13,000 mints, and that thing ran up super high. And this Iron Man here has about 3,500 mints, and this thing is like, I think this thing is going to go below 100. I think this thing is going to go to like 95 one day. This thing will like get close to 100, if not like slightly below one day. Right now it's at 121. Oh yeah, they announced the Disney comic. I probably won't go for it. I feel like those Disney comics are always like $10 and they never sell out unless it's like some crazy one that I don't realize. Man, that's horrible. Yeah. I'm going to Disneyland in August and might have found some potential future platinum moment drops in the merchandise. Search for Disney 100 platinum plans. Okay. I'll have to look that up sometime. For me, it's honestly going to the comic shops, and a lot of people are saying that if you go to the comic shops and you see like new facsimiles coming out, like more recently they did X-Men #1. There's a few other like pretty significant facsimiles they had out too. And they said that like, hey, like when this happens, Veve usually has a drop of that comic usually a few months after. I was all about telling people that Veve during the bull run, and then when NFTs crashed, I got to hear, hey, what's your SR Spidey worth now? A bunch from friends. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing here. I mean, even like the one friend that I actually got into Veve, he's still up a ton. Like he only played the drop, so he like won a common AF-15. He also won a Green Goblin on drop. He only won like 4 or 5 things, but like luckily most of those things are all like above retail, so you actually got lucky with a lot of drops. I'd really only tell them which drops to go for if they were like guaranteed profit, right? Like, all right, AF15, the Marvel Mighty one, he just wanted to go for it himself, but like there was a couple other drops I told him like, dude, just go for it, because like if you land this, like there's no way you're not making money, right? Damn, nice job on Wild. I waited forever but bugged out. Landed Sorcerer Hat 151 from that series, still holding. Wild Story, my cousin landed Marvel 1 SR for $7. Sold for 52k. He got me into VV. Jeez. Yeah, it's a good return, right? It's a pretty good return. It's hard to say, right? When you think in hindsight, like, man, if I was on VV early, I would have bought like all the Marvel 1 comics and I would have sold a bunch. Like, yeah, but dude, late December, early 2022, late 2021, dude, everyone was just thinking Moon Boy thoughts. And I think everyone that actually had some experience in like the crypto realm or other NFT projects, those people were like, yep, this is about the time to sell, because things are just getting way too hyped, way too fast. Everything's pumping way too much. And so all those people that were relatively smart just sold, or at least sold like a portion of it. I sold a handful of things, like maybe like 10 or 15% of my stuff, like during that time. But for the most part, like I held a bunch of stuff and I just wrote it down, like all the way down and down and down. And dude, back then, like the community, like damn near like crucified you if you were like selling stuff on the market, or if you said you weren't or whatever. Like it was nuts. Like I remember so many people were like selling stuff on the market, or even me. I remember I was like selling like my lenticular cards. I was telling like, hey, like these are really cool, whatever. And I bought a few. I took a picture of like all of them together, and I had like the whole set. And I don't have any of them anymore. But I remember selling them, and people were like, hey, like, why are you selling the lenticular cards? Do you think they're not going to do well? Like, do you think they're going to crash? Like, what's going on? None of them were like upset with me, but a lot of them were just like questioning, like, hey, you have it for sale. Like, why do you think it's not going to do well? Should I sell mine? I'm like, I'm just selling it because I want the extra gems, and I do think it's going to keep going lower. I'm pretty sure for like a good 9 months, all of last year when I was streaming and like making videos, a lot of people would ask me like what to buy. And I think I did that a lot late 2021, early 2022, where I'd be like, hey, like how much you got? Okay, cool. You got $3,000. Okay, buy the Spider-Man, buy this Batman, buy this whatever, you know, get what you want. And I remember like after I think like March or April of 2022, I'm like, bro, I'm just going to tell you, I'm not buying anything because I think things could go lower. And they did. And they're still going lower. So they did change them to $6.99. Huh. Okay. Miss Marvel, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Black Panther are the platinum 100 pins. Also Grogu and Chewbacca. We do need Grogu. We do need Chewbacca. The pins are exactly the same as the ones already out too. They have Mickey, Minnie, Donald. Interesting. Bitcoin was 60K. Yeah, it was a different world back then. Everyone was on cloud 9. This was back before, you know, this was towards like the tail end of like all the COVID stuff, right? So yeah, during the big VV days, Bitcoin was at 60K. Yeah, I mean, everyone thought this was like the run. This was the thing that was going to take it off. But no, that was not the case. Anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna call it here soon in a little bit, unless you guys have any other questions or things you want to talk about. I've been streaming for about an hour and a half now, which before I would usually be able to like tough it out, but I'm trying to keep my streams to about an hour and a half, because any longer than that, I feel like it's I do want to start making more content too, actually videos about just talking about the market, what's going on, what's up, what's down. A little bit more difficult now just because things are so volatile right now. Floors are super thin. You know, when you look at things like this, come on, newest NFTs. Yeah, things that are rising in price. You're like, oh, what's rising in price? A lot of these collectibles just have super thin floors, and they flow up in price a lot. Yeah, like for this one, like Tales of Suspense 94, that's first appearance of MODOK. There's only 19 commons on the market according to this. So that's why the price basically went from, you know, 3 gems to like 6 gems, like overnight. So I'll have to figure it out. Just look at a lot of these are comics. What about just the collectibles? Lenectra. Yeah, a lot of independent artist stuff, some posters, some other things, but oh well. All right, I'll read these last few things, and I'm gonna hop off for tonight. Delilah, thank you so much. Have a great night. Nice listening to you. Yeah, I'll definitely we'll keep chatting afterward. And then Fogue, what's up? Hindsight is a bitch, but we're more experienced for this run. Time in the market beats timing in the market. Thanks for the stream, homie. I will keep an eye. Of course, that's a classic saying. Time in the market beats timing in the market, right? Which is why I was like, all right, maybe I do have some money I do want to invest in various things. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go in and start dollar cost averaging. I have to put all my money into whatever, because one of my big fears is like, all right, I'm gonna put a bunch of money into Veve and like buy stuff, and then all of a sudden, like tomorrow they announce like Wolverine, maybe not tomorrow, but even like within a week or so, or a few weeks or a month or whatever, like they're gonna announce Wolverine. I'm like, oh shit, now I need to sell off a bunch of stuff, because I do think like Wolverine or Hulk 181, like those kind of things would cause like a minor gem squeeze across the market. But anyway, we'll hope you guys have a good one. Take care, and I'll catch you